Hey guys, how are you doing? Mr. Boomstick here, and welcome to a brand new audio commentary on Clash Royale. Today we are looking at the best deck that I've come up with in a little while, and this is my infamous Hog Rocket Ram deck. Now, are you tired of playing defensive all the time on Clash Royale? You know, worrying about putting buildings up and defending hordes of troops? Well, we all are. So here is a perfect deck for you if you just fancy just going all out offensive and attacking and really creating an unexpected game for your opponent. So without further ado, I've got two fantastic games to show you right now just to show you how to use this deck, and then it's over to you guys to actually implement it. So without further ado, let's watch this first game. Okay, so first thing off the bat, I thought I'd shock him quite quickly with putting down the barbs. Now, unfortunately for me, he has barbs as well, and we are fighting on his side of the arena, which means that the tower is going to be firing arrows at us, which is not great. I do a nice little trick there with the Hog Rider, and I sort of kite his barb to the Hog Rider. I'm okay with taking a couple of hits on the Hog, I just don't want any of that barb damage on my tower. Does a nice move there and clones his minions. Not going to amount to much damage, but I mean, really, he could have used that more throughout this game, I think, the clone. So Battle Ram just gone in there and dealt some massive damage. The charge damage on that is excellent, guys. It's quickly becoming one of my favourite cards. So the reason I've gone the Executioner is just because he's a great backline unit and supports this strategy really well. I did think about using maybe like the maybe the Ice Mage, something like that, or maybe even the Witch, but for me, I like the Executioner. He's very strong, he can tank a little bit. So here I kind of mess up a little bit. I chose to push the left-hand lane when I should have really defended first the barbs. And this is the good thing as well, guys. You know what units he's got, so you need to be quite smart. But swings and roundabouts, because actually on the left side I have done quite a lot of damage. So I'm sending in the Battle Ram again, and unfortunately it doesn't slam into the tower this time, but we are going to take a little bit of damage. And we are going to take down his miner. In the meantime, I decide to send over the Goblin Barrel, and I keep working that left side lane. Really important that you work both lanes, guys. So the Hog Rider just squeezes through and takes the right side tower. Two barbs coming in, and I've got enough elixir here just to quell the danger. And with the tower there, that's going to take care of things, and also the Executioner. The Execution does massive damage on that return as well. So Battle Ram going into the left, and doesn't actually make it, but I decide to arrow off his minion horde. And again with the Goblin Barrel. He is going to take my right side tower. I'm not going to defend that at this point. Instead, I'm going to launch my own push on the left-hand side and hopefully take his other tower. Mess up the zap a little bit there. Again, the Executioner just slicing through the minions, which I really like. He's a fantastic new addition to the game, I think. And there we have it, guys. We take both towers, and thank you very much. The offensive strategy works really well. The Hog, the little pocket rocket, and the Battle Ram, guys, absolutely insane. Really good offensive deck. So we're now going to take a look at another replay here, and as you can see, this guy had quite a decent deck, and probably one that would cause me a few problems. Now, simply because he has a building, an Inferno Tower, so we're going to see how we conquer that one. So when you've only got a few minions, guys, it's not really worth you putting down a troop there. Sometimes it's about knowing when to take a little bit of damage and when to not. Luckily, his barbs are a level lower than mine, so that is going to play a massive difference in our competition when they're head-to-head. The Battle Ram charging in, there's nothing he can do about it at this point. And we're going to take we're taking a little bit of damage on that right side tower. And I just had to change things up a little bit. Notice my positioning of the Executioner. You know, his blades will not go anywhere near my tower. And just to create a little bit of a buffer, I decided to use the Hog Rider. But this is when we reveal that he has, in fact, one of these Infernal Towers. So I'm starting to think, well, you know, is this strategy still going to work if he keeps luring my troops over? So you notice that time I did zap the minions because I am at that danger point where we're about just under halfway health on that tower, and so I don't really want to take any more unnecessary damage from that. So I'm going to be a bit more defensive with it. And as you can see, I kite over the barbs there. I do take a lot of damage, but again, thankfully, my level of the barb is going to win out every time. So the battle ram crashing into that right side tower, and the barb just picking off a little bit more damage as well. Fantastic. He's coming in with pretty heavy push here, but as you can see, slice through the minions, and the positioning is fantastic again. And I throw in the goblin barrel there as well for more for him to think about. And really, guys, he just doesn't have the ability really at this point to change it up. He doesn't have enough. He's not really changing up his strategy at all. He's not moving to a different lane. He, you know, he's not really thinking outside the box. So had I been playing myself, then I would have tried to mix things up a bit more. You know, pushing in another lane and then coming back around would be really good. And would give him a bit more variation. There's no point in doing the same thing again and again if you feel like you're getting beat. So at this point in the game, last 6 seconds, obviously I just want to make sure I see out the win. So I put some barbs running down that right-hand lane because we're really just as a defensive measure. But there we go, guys. The Hog, Rocket, and the Ram deck. I totally recommend this. It is a ballsy deck. Let's not be mistaken about it. It's a really ballsy deck because you don't really have much defense there when you think about it. You know, a lot of those units there and the card allocation, you know, you don't have an awful lot to rectify. Perhaps any air, you know, if there's Lava Loon here, we're pretty screwed. We do have the rocket that we can use in defense. But by and large, guys, you know, this is a real offensive deck. And I hope you guys will maybe play around with it. Let me know how it goes. And also, if you think actually swapping out the barbs with maybe like a Royal Giant, perhaps, see what variations you can come up with. And do let me know in the comment box below so we can get this community started here on this channel. We're all very new at the moment, but we've got loads of great content coming towards your inbox should you subscribe. So please do smash that like button and join me for my next audio commentary because it's going to be an epic one. And until that time, I'll say goodbye. It's been your boy, Mr. Boomstick, signing off.